This video is sponsored by Rain Shadow Legends, an epic game where blah 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 blah. This video is not sponsored by them, and I think after that, they will never sponsor me. What's up everyone, it's your boy Floz back with another episode of Tear Up, and this time I am ranking various popular mobile games throughout the years. There have been many popular mobile games that have left an impact on all of us. I have played some of these I have definitely not played, some of these I have no intention of playing. Some from when smartphones first came out, and some from like 2 days ago. Who cares? Let's get right into it! Before this video starts, I just want to say that only a small percentage of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. So if you like this video and want to see more like it, hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything, and you can always change your mind in the future. Now back to the video. The tiers for this video are as follows: God tier, high score, I'll watch the ads, uninstall, and cancelled. A good amount of these I haven't actually played, but I know enough about them to give a fair judgment on. So we're going to be starting off with 8-Ball Pool. It's pretty much like the name says. It's literally just 8-Ball Pool, but virtually. Honestly, I can say that I have never played 8-Ball Pool. I have no desire to play 8-Ball Pool on the phone. I'll play 8-Ball Pool in real life because, I don't know, it's just more fun for me that way. But as a game itself, it's simplistic, it's addictive. I mean, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. So I think that earns a spot right in the middle at I'll watch the ads. That seems fine to me. Next up we have AFK Arena. I don't really know too much about AFK Arena. All I know is... Actually, I don't really know that much about AFK Arena, just in general. All I know is, like, I'm not the biggest fan of, like, AFK games. Because, like, even though you're not there, it still plays the game for you. Where I just like to actually do the game and experience it myself instead of, like, having it do it for me. That's one big reason why I'm not the biggest fan of AFK Arena. But I can't deny the success that it has had. It has had pretty good success, but I have to put it in uninstall. Oh well. Next up we have a game that took over computers and phones everywhere. This is going to be a throwback. It's motherfucking Agar.io. Look at that dinosaur. I will say that is definitely one dinosaur of an app. Basically how Agar.io works. You are a circle. You try to eat little circle pellets that make you grow into a bigger circle. But there are other circles going around to also eat these pellets and eat other players to become the great big circle. But there are also these spiky circles where if you hit them, you become smaller or die. The point of the game? Be big for as long as you can. Just like another certain activity. Wink, wink. Okay, I've already made it weird. Agar.io. Very simple concept. Very addictive. Unfortunately, it did die out after a bit of time, so I don't know. It just suddenly started raining outside. But either way, Agar.io, this was one I really enjoyed playing, so I do want to put it up in high score. And I think my longest streak for like the biggest circle was maybe an hour or two. Because I am Big Circle! Next up we have the game that took over the end of 2019 and a majority of quarantine. We have motherfucking Among Us. Among Us, I don't remember exactly when it came out, but toward the end of 2019, I don't remember who played it. It may have been PewDiePie, but seeing PewDiePie played it, that just shot up players for Among Us, and it has become one of the most popular mobile games, browser games to... Not browser games, but you know what I mean. One of the most popular mobile and PC games, that's what I'm thinking of. One of those most popular games to ever exist. I think you can also do it on Xbox and PlayStation. I am not smart enough to know for sure. But yeah, I love Among Us. I love watching others play Among Us. There's only one place where Among Us deserves to go. It's a motherfucking god tier game. Next up, we have another app that took the world by storm. We have Angry Birds. Angry Birds. Basically, you have a pretty big slingshot, and these certain types of birds, where if you fling them in a slingshot, they fly through the air toward these structures that protect the evil piggies. I was about to make a police officer joke, but I'm going to refrain from doing so, because I don't know if any watch my videos. But either way, different birds have different abilities. The rain is already gone. It's been like 5 minutes. The small red birds, they don't really have any abilities. You just fling them and they go. The yellow birds, you fling them, you tap the screen, it gives them a bit of a speedy boost, able to go through multiple planks of wood and not as much as so with glass or stone. There's the little bluebirds, where once you tap the screen, it splits them into 3, which really helps going against glass. There's the blackbirds, which I believe are like bombs. You fling them, and you can either tap it to blow it up, or it goes into the structure, waits a little bit, shines a little red, and I believe there's a white bird where once you fling it and tap it, it'll shoot down an egg that acts as a bomb. There is an orange bird that once you fling it, and it can't hit anything yet. It has to still be sort of in the air. You tap it and it expands like a big bubble. There's a green bird, which I believe it's smarter to fling it over the structure, tap the screen, and it'll sort of boomerang back around into a lower part of the structure. Then there's a giant red bird, which basically acts like the smaller red bird, but bigger and much more strong. There's probably a bird or two that I'm completely forgetting about, but I don't care to remember right now, because this video is going to go on for far too long if I name any more birds. But still, the fact that I was able to retain all that information about Angry Birds, despite not having played it in years, shows how much of an impact it left on me. Making it a god tier worthy thing. Chicken! Next up, another game that took the world by storm. It's motherfucking Candy Crush. And I'm not including any of the other sort of variations of Candy Crush, like Candy Crush Soda or Candy Crush Jelly or none of that. Just straight up Candy Crush. Again, very simplistic match 3 game. I don't understand what it is about these kind of games that take the world. But so I can't deny the amount of success it's had. I can't deny the amount of addictiveness that there is in this game. Because it's fucking addictive. I almost just want to put it in God tier right now. And I would start naming all like the sort of power-ups, but that's also going to cause this video to go on for far too long. Plus I have a lot more apps, so let's just cut right to the chase. Putting it in the God tier, that's a taste of sour candy. What is it with me and food right now? Next up we have Clash of Clans. This one I haven't really played that much of. It was still a really popular game. I believe it had a few sort of spin-off games, but I never really understood Clash of Clans despite actually playing it. It was able to create a few good spin-offs, but Clash of Clans just wasn't for me. But I'm not going to deny the amount of success that it's had. I'm not going to deny it that. Next up, we have one of the stupidest and still simplistic games is motherfucking Flappy Bird. I don't know who created Flappy Bird, but basically, you're a bird, you flap, you try to avoid all these pipes. It's a very annoying, rage-inducing game that's broken a lot of phones. And once you pass like 999 pipes, you get to the end where I believe there's Mario for some odd reason. He shoots fireballs at you, you try to avoid him, he tries to jump on you, if he hits you, you die, after getting all the way to pipe 999. I think straight up for just all the phones that it's broken, it needs to. It needs this as punishment for all of the pain it has put us through. Very simplistic, one of my favorite games, Fruit Ninja. I haven't played Fruit Ninja in a long ass time, but basically, fruit goes up in the air, and you gotta try and swipe as much fruit as you can within the given time frame. And that's really all there is to the game. There's certain like banana fruits that give like a sort of a bonus or like extra advantage or whatever. And I don't remember, was it like a cherry bomb or maybe it was just a regular bomb where if you hit it your score goes down. So that was bad. But again, very simplistic, very good. I want to give it the high score. I don't really want to goddamn lose place. Sorry, this thing wanted to be stupid. But yeah, I wanted to put it in high score. Another very simple one, we have Geometry Dash. You take role as a sort of little square player. You try to avoid all these obstacles while making it to the end of the course. I can safely say I never completed one level. I've gotten angry when I've never completed a level. Do I care? Not really, because it's not worth worrying about. Because it's just a game. Honestly, I think it caused me just as much rage as Flappy Bird. I don't even think you understand. Next up, one of my favorite strategy games in the world that I still play to this day. Maybe not as often, but still play. Hearthstone. Hearthstone. You are basically, a player, get a bunch of these sort of cards, which have, I believe, like these sort of warriors on them. There are just too many functions for me to get into with this game right now. Point is, it's really good. I love it. It's going into God tier. It's a God tier motherfucking game. And I don't exactly know why I'm including this one in mobile games, but like it was better on consoles and PC or whatever. But this is Minecraft. We're going to consider it the Pocket Edition. Minecraft Pocket Edition, I'm not a big fan of. I'm just not a big fan of the Pocket Edition. Because, like, I've played the Pocket Edition before. It's much harder than anything on console or PC. And believe me, I had a world on PC that got destroyed from a power outage. So I completely remade that world. It's actually the world that's on my channel. It got destroyed. And I had to remake everything. Do I care? No! Because I would much rather do that than ever play a Pocket Edition. Pocket Edition fucking sucks. Pocket Edition can go where it belongs. In the cancelled section. Next up we have a game that actually held the #1 spot of most popular game, either via players or downloads. I forget which one. It could have been both. But this held the #1 spot for a really long time, surprisingly, and it's Minion Rush. I don't really know why I'm surprised, because I kind of contributed to it being so successful. By that meaning I've played it a lot. But since I've stopped playing it, I just haven't really had much interest in Minion Rush. It seemed kind of redundant with similar games. Basically, you're a minion, you go left, right, you try to gather bananas. Once you reach a certain amount of bananas, I believe you beat the level or something until you die or whatever. I don't remember. There are a bunch of power-ups where you can get like a rocket, go into the air, get many bananas that way. There's like, you get the freeze and freeze any obstacles in front of you. You can run through them. There's, I believe, like a banana sucker where it'll take bananas from all 3 of the lanes. Oh yeah, there are 3 lanes. You have to switch between them to get past obstacles. Seems like a very similar game, which we'll get into. But Minion Rush, I cannot deny the success that it's had. I cannot deny it. Despite it being so very popular, I don't want to put it in God tier just yet. We have one of my favorite games in the world. Plants vs. Zombies. I mean, Plants vs. Zombies had a sort of PC version, but it's nothing compared to the app. The app is much better. I will say there are certain games where the app is far superior to any console or PC, and vice versa. Plants vs. Zombies in favor of the app. You own this house. Zombies want to get into your house and eat your brains. So you must plant defensive plants to keep your brains safe. Different plants, different abilities, good against different kinds of zombies. Safe. It did come out with a sequel, which we will get into in a moment. For now, Plants vs. Zombies, you know what? For the original Plant vs. Zombies, I'm actually going to put that one in high score. Just in high score. Reason being is because of this next one, the sequel, Plants vs. Zombies 2. I love this one way more than the first Plants vs. Zombies. Because it's Plants vs. Zombies like out of time or something. There are multiple different time periods. Multiple different time periods. Ancient Egypt, pirates, cowboys, medieval times, the future, present day. So many different times. And so many different attributes to each time. I believe in like ancient Egypt, there were like graves where you would need to like destroy the graves in order to hit the zombies past them. In the pirate times, it's your ship and the zombie ship, and they're like planks that lead to the opposing ship. But it's only on some of the lanes. So the lanes where there aren't any, there are swashbucklers that come in. On the cowboy world, some of the slots near the end have rails with a minecart on it. Basically, you can't plant on the rails. You can plant on the minecart and move it up and down to get to attack whatever zombie in whatever lane you want it to. I really need to stop talking about this, otherwise this video is still going to go on for way too long. Plants vs. Zombies 2, because of all my rambling, it's God tier, baby! Next up, another game that has taken the world by storm. Motherfucking Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go, I can't deny the success of it. This is one that I have not played, and I don't think I have any intention of playing. There is a very similar game I play. It's called Jurassic World Alive, which is basically this, but Jurassic World. And I find that much more interesting. It went really up there, number one for a good few months, but then started going down. And in recent years, it has come back up. You know what? I'm probably going to put it right in the middle. Right at I'd watch the ads. Because, you know what? Maybe I'll watch the ads. Next up, we have PUBG Mobile. PUBG Mobile, I believe this actually did start out as a mobile game. I may very well be wrong. It may have started out as a PC game. I do not remember at all. But PUBG, it's basically sort of like a much more realistic Fortnite. And I know a lot of gaming fans are going to be absolutely furious at the fact that I just said that. But I wasn't really a fan of PUBG. I wasn't really a fan of Fortnite. But I know enough about it to give a decent judgment on it. And a lot of you are probably going to hate me. But I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan of PUBG. I'm just not. Next up, we have a game that has been promoted so much. You can't go one video without someone saying, "This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, an epic game where blah 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 blah." This video is not sponsored by them, and I think after that, they will never sponsor me. But Raid Shadow Legends, I can't deny that. I've been saying that this entire video. I can't deny the success that it's had. But you know what? I can't. I can't deny the amount of success it has given many, many YouTubers. But as a game, though, I never played Raid Shadow Legends. I'm not a big fan of those sort of games. Because, I don't know why, I'm just not a big fan of it. But I'm definitely not going to put it in uninstall or canceled. I'm going to put it midway. Midway seems okay. Oh, the next IO game that took over the world after Agario. We have Slitherio. Or Slither.io or Slitherio. Or however you want to pronounce it, but I pronounce it Slitherio. You are a sneaky snake who's trying to grab these small glowing pellets to make yourself longer and bigger. Also in a certain extracurricular activity. I don't think extracurricular was the right word, and that may have just made the whole statement even worse. But there are other sneaky snakes that want to get these pellets and kill you. So like if you're going for a pellet and like another snake sort of blindsides you like this one becomes completely pellets that the other snake can grab and eat, and become much bigger and stronger. This was a really good game. I don't think I ever got into the top. So, for that reason, because I never won that much, screw you. I deserve to win one. Next up, we have a game that was very similar to Minion Rush, Subway Surfers, which you basically play as a character who was doing some graffiti in a subway, and you were caught by a cop. So you have to run up subway cars and tracks, gather coins, and just basically don't get taken out or don't get caught by the policeman. Otherwise, it's bad news for you. But I wasn't the biggest fan of this game. I never really played this game because I think Minion Rush, it took a character that I already loved and turned it into something like that. It was not as impressionable to me as Minion Rush, but it was still a very popular one. So I will put it in. I'd watch the ads. Next up, we have basically the original version of Minion Rush and Subway Surfers, Temple Run. Or maybe one of them was the original version. I honestly don't know which one of these came out first. Temple Run. You're in a temple. You're running. There's 3 lanes. You switch between the lanes. You jump and you duck. You gather coins. You try not to die. That's pretty much the exact same as the other two. Really redundant, but it's still a pretty good concept. So just uninstall. Next up, we have a Disney-inspired game by, I forget what this alligator's name is, but it's Where's My Water? Where's My Water? You try to dig a path from water into whatever the alligator's name, I forget what his name is, but you try to dig it into his water spout that goes into his shower. But you also have to try to avoid all these other sort of things that will make the water bad. Like poison, algae, things that'll turn it into steam, all that sort of shit. It was a very simple concept and also a pretty good one. I played it for a while, but not no more. Next up, we have an app I absolutely fucking hate. It's motherfucking Wordle. I don't even know if that's the Wordle logo, but I found it and it said that this was the Wordle logo. So you know what? Fuck it. I am all for games where you try to guess a certain word. It'll tell you if some letters are right, some letters are wrong, some letters are in the right position or whatever. But I believe it's like a New York Times sponsored game or some shit. And the fact that there's only one a day, that, nah, I'm not on board with that shit. I'm not on board with that shit at all. But either way, I think this is where I'm going to leave my rankings. I've been Floz MG. This has been ranking popular mobile games, and I can't wait to see you all in the next video. Bye!
Bitch, I ain't your hero. Don't call me a savior. Think I'm out of control, eh? That's just my behavior. I'm bringing the house down. Major devastation. You don't got